What's up, everybody? Emceemur here, back again with another video. Something really neat to look at today. You know, we've already taken a look at the Legends Flashback from AtGames, had a good time with this thing, was amazed at some of the stuff that was on here, and then we took it a step further. We decided to do some customization. We got a set of ROMs put on here, over 1,500 games on this thing, ready to play, ready to enjoy. We liked what we saw. We looked at some of the gameplay in a live stream shortly thereafter, and it was just fantastic. Had a great time with it. Now, we knew we were not done with this thing. We knew there was more to come. We know that with another firmware update, we can potentially add NES ROMs, you know, stuff from other systems onto this thing, and we have yet to do that, but we may not be done with just the Sega. We may have to take that a step further. Let's go now to John at GenXGrownup. John.
Hey, hello again, Emceemur Show fans. It's John from GenXGrownup again. A few videos ago, Murrah and I worked together to put those 1,500 Sega Genesis ROMs that I had onto his flashback unit. That turned out pretty cool. But since I put like my email address right here under my face, somebody contacted me and said, hey, I wish I could get those working on my flashback. And we had a little back and forth, which is kind of funny because I'm like, hey, how many ROMs do you have? And he's like, yeah, like 100 or so. And I was like, thinking it'd be super cool. Like, how would you like 1,500 ROMs? And I was going to give him that zip file. And he's like, well, I really wish I had like 2,000 ROMs or so. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I don't have that. So maybe I can help you find what you need because 1,500 is not enough for you. So oddly enough, I said, hey, why don't you just go looking for torrents? So I sent him to Google, and all I did was I said, Sega Genesis ROMs. I think I said Sega ROM torrent. So I just did that search because I'm going to send this guy a link, and I said, wait a minute, what is this? A few search results down, 5,800 Mega Drive Genesis ROMs pack? I'm like, okay. Now, so I gave the link to the guy, but I'm like, I immediately contacted Murrah, and I'm like, hey, you know we did those 1,500 ROMs? How would you like almost 6,000 ROMs? So I went to the link. Be very careful, by the way. Always use a VPN when you're torrenting. If you don't know how to torrent, that's a whole other video. But I went and I got the torrent. I was able to download it. It was seeded well. I pulled it down. And then when it finished downloading, I was provided with these files. There was a RAR archive, which was 3.43 gigs. There was an updated RAR that had another half a gig. So I unpacked all that stuff into a folder. I unzipped it. I renamed it. I took all the spaces out of it. And in the end, what I ended up with was a list of 5,837 Sega ROMs. Now, some are bins, some are .smd files. You can see them. There's a ton of them here. So there's so many that, in fact, when they unzip, you can't fit them on the little 4 gig card that Murrah had. So I sent him the file over. He went and got a 16 gig SD card. He has dumped them on there. And so I'm as excited as you are to find out how much success he has with this new giant set of Sega ROMs.
We weren't 100% sure that this was even going to work, but look at this. Almost 500 pages of ROMs now on this thing. And while many of these are just different versions of the same games from different areas of the world, I still think it's neat to have them. I mean, what variations might we see in some of these? It's all very intriguing. Lots of exploration to do. You want Fido Dido? Yeah, we got him in stock. YuYu Hakusho? No problem there. You got at least 8 versions here of that to look at. How about a janky alpha version of WWF Wrestlemania Arcade? Because why the heck not? Oh, I'm sorry, you wanted Crazybus, right? Then get ready to go crazy on about 4 or 5 different variations of Crazybus. I mean, this is nuts. Sega said it best once. Now there really are no limits. So there you have it, almost 6,000 ROMs on this thing. And while there may be a file here or there that didn't do anything, just about everything I've looked at so far does. And not all of it looks to be official. I mean, some of this stuff could be just, you know, fan-made stuff, homebrew stuff. I don't know, but it runs on the dadgum Legends Flashback. And, you know, it's pretty much 16-bit from what I can see, everything that we've looked at. I mean, the number is what gets you. There's so much exploration to be done here. I have no idea what I'm in for. It's going to take a long time to look through all of this, and we will look at some of the more wackier options in this ROM set in a future live stream. I'd like to do that with you. I'd like to share with you some of the findings, but most of all, that this is even a thing. and we're really maxing out the potential of what you can do with this little $40 box. I mean, it's really neat. This and an SD card goes a long way. You've seen it here. You've seen what to do. You've heard from John at GenXGrownup. The Gen X crew are a great bunch of guys, as I've told you before. If you have not already checked out John from GenXGrownup, I will leave a link in the description of this video to their channel. Please check out what they got going over there. A lot of fantastic stuff. A lot of fantastic old school stuff, including but not limited to fantastic Atari classic gameplay stuff that really appeals to someone like me. But hey, this is really neat. What did you think about what you saw here today? Are we going crazy with this thing? What did you see that you liked? What are you excited to do with this thing? Do you have one of these things? Are you going to go get one of these things? What are you going to do when you get one of these things? Are you going to try some of the things that you saw right here? Are you excited to experience those things? Let me know about all that and more in the comment section of this video, because you know that I love getting a conversation going with you right here on the Emceemur Show. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that you're going to drop a like on this video, and most importantly, if you have not already done so, I hope that you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show. Be a part of Mer Nation. We're rising up all the fantastic things that we do right here on the show. You need to be a part of it. Make sure that you smack that notification bell so you are always the first to know when new content goes live. You know that I love making it for you. Emceemur signing off for this episode, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.